We had to get that out before we got canceled for like we just wouldn't it have been fun if like in the 3 weeks that we haven't done this, we both just like leaned hard alt right and just like
for and just like just for 45 seconds, just enough to get canceled, and then the
dude, like
podcast starts, and then we just
right
like.
off the rip. No,
Not
so that
only
was
is this the end of our podcast, it is also the end of our careers.
nobody listens to this. It doesn't matter. Um, I did that. I did a show with Tyler Ross, like the first time I had done a show with him in a while. I don't know if I talked about it on here, but
No.
he like brought something up about Donald Trump or something like that, like before he brought me up, like as like I have it was something weird. Like he like somebody made a Trump joke, and then like I went up there and I was like, man, I don't like how you're making fun of our ex-president or whatever. Like I was like I just like super went in on like, yeah, Trump actually kind of rules. And then I was like, I'm just kidding, guys. Like that, but that was just real funny for me. Like this is the first time I've seen Tyler in person in a year and a half, and it'd be real fun for me to like just be super alt right, and he didn't know and just booked me. And like the first thing I say when I come on, I was like, you know,
Not my
Trump had
president.
some good ideas.
Who's the president? Now, oh, dude, you know what's like kind of funny about that? So I've been doing this new bit about how I had to get my driver's license. You know, because I think I talked to you when I got my driver's license. Do you remember this?
Oh yeah, you did the TJ Miller bit.
Not that. No, no, no. I also took a
Oh
letter from, like, you know how you need your utility bill.
yeah. Yep, I remember now. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So I took a letter from Joe Biden, and like in one of the tags it says something like he's the president, so he knows where everybody lives. And then during one show, I tried a tag where I was just like, I don't even know if he knows where he lives sometimes. And it got like a laugh, and I was like, oh, I might keep that. And then I listened to the recording later, and there was like one woman who like enthusiastically is like, yeah. And I was like, I'm never doing that tag again.
No, that's a very good. I like that tag, but like that's like that Green Bay show because I was talking to
But it's too.
Hayden.
I'm like, if there's conservative people, if there's ultra conservative people in the audience, they're like, he gets it, and I'm like, I don't like this.
Yeah, that's funny though. Like that's
It's a
like
funny
that's what it's
tag though.
talking. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a very funny tag, but it's also like, but you can also play that against the room where you'd be like, I don't think you understand whose side I'm on. Like it's like
yeah.
just because I see that he's lost 99% of the day doesn't mean I didn't vote for him. But like that's
Yeah.
what I was talking to
But
Hayden
then I
about
don't want to
after
get
that.
political. I somehow have a joke about Biden that's like apolitical, which is what I would like to keep it as.
Yeah. But like
Yeah.
whatever. And that's like what I was talking to Hayden about on after that Green Bay show is he's like, I don't think you understand how whipped up into a frenzy you almost had those people by like saying that. And I was like, oh, well, that's kind of funny. Like I just thought it was a funny thing. And then like
It
they
was
thought
no,
we
I
were at
literally
like a
told you
rally.
we got in the car and I was like, you almost started a riot. And you were like, yeah, it was fun. And I was like, no, man, I was in the back. It was pretty violent.
that's that's what it's all about. I'm done. I think I'm done trying to be famous, Joe. I think I thought of that on my way home from work. I don't have the patience to do all the internet clout stuff. I want to just throw a good live show that gets people excited and gets all whipped up and into a frenzy, and then we have a couple chuckles. I'm not trying to be internet This is all stemmed out of it's because of candy corn. If you want to unpack this, is I got upset because candy corn. I think hating candy corn has become like an internet clout thing to do, where you say you
Yeah.
hate it, where nobody
It's not
really
that
hates
bad.
it.
It's just not good.
Right, it's perfectly fine. I like it enough. I didn't have
Yeah.
any this year. I kind of wish I could have some now because like it seems like a good thing just to have a little bit of. But
Yeah, but
then my buddy brought up those chocolate oranges last night on Twitter, and I was like, now that's a trash candy that nobody talks about. So like we're making a concerted
what
effort
candy?
to those oranges, like the chocolate oranges, they're shaped like a orange, and
Okay.
it tastes like an orange, like mixed with chocolate, but it's made purely out of chocolate.
Oh, those are dog shit. Those are
Yeah.
so bad.
And I was like, how are we living in a world where like you can get internet clout for being like candy corn is so trash, but this candy just rides under the radar because nobody gets internet clout for it. And then just like our conversation about filming everything, I just don't have the patience to be famous in a Gen Z world. I have to like I want to be like in person. I want people to like underground talk about seeing me. I think that's the goal.
Well, I mean, that's how it is. That's how I wish it was. We had
I
this
know.
didn't we have this conversation like I think we had this whole conversation like last Thursday
I think so.
because I
But I'm
was just
also like
like,
leaning hard in like I'm done doing like I think what like I just got out of a mental funk like and like we had talked about it but like this last weekend I had a
oh,
little bit of mushrooms. I didn't have
I'm
a
just
full
getting
one.
into one, baby.
I just got
Oh,
out of it. And what's been nice is it's like, oh, all like so far this week, like what I've been doing is just listening to like I'll pick somebody and I'll listen to every song that they've ever created. And that's what I'll do until I've done it. It's not cool. It's like a very weird thing to do. Like I've listened to only Jack Johnson the last 2 days.
I do
Like
that
that's
though. I don't understand. I don't think that's weird to me. So I'll do that. I'll go through like phases where I just listen to like whoever.
No, but it's not like it's like from front to back, and
A
like
to
I
Z,
did it with the
yeah.
Beatles the other day. Like I just like did it, and I'm doing it. I'm going through and I'm doing it. I don't like it, but it's very nerdy. Like I have Jack Johnson deep tracks now. Like I'm doing that. I'm gonna sit at home and like make my stupid football. Like I'm just leaning into like I'm an old man and I like what I like mode.
So you know what? This is like something I'm pissed that I lost it, but I think it's along the same lines of nerdiness. So there's like a something. It's like 100 or 1,000 greatest albums you have to listen to before you die. Okay,
Is that the Rolling Stone thing?
I think so. Maybe it's something famous. But I got an Excel spreadsheet of the 1,000 albums and then put it in a spreadsheet. And then at my last job, every day I would just listen to an album and then rank them on a Joe star at a 5-star system. I'd give them my own rating. And when I left the company, I forgot to like send it to myself and I lost it. And I'm so bummed about it because I was like halfway through it and I was just like, oh man. I
Yeah,
know it's
that's like
before you die. Some of them were legitimate dog shit. It's like every genre. Like I listened to like the entire Darude Sandstorm album or whatever the fuck it is, like something like that.
yeah,
I
like
just like hated my life for an afternoon, and then
it's just a dumb like personal challenge. Like I did like my dumb 5K and tried to raise money for charity and like be like, hey, I'm doing like change in action and all that stuff. And nobody gave a shit. Like, yes, I hit my fundraising goal and all that other stuff, but like that's what like should like people should do is be like, hey, we're gonna hop on this and like do all that. And I
yeah,
was like, at a certain point, I was like, am I doing this for charity or am I doing this for myself to get internet clout? Like I did a hard yoga yesterday and I was like, do you know what? Like, why have I just not done this? Like I've been doing a whole bunch of shit for other people and it's just not as much fun. Like I want to go, I'm going to do that. We went and saw like I'm gonna get super nerdy into Wisconsin stuff soon. Like we went to like this German Christmas market thing where it was too cold, and I was mad about how cold it was. But there's a polka band that played Sweet Caroline, and I was like, this is the funniest shit. And the like nobody can write a joke this funny for stage, and it's all real life. And it's like I'm gonna try to like write bits about that, and I just don't care if anybody thinks it's funny. And I'm not. That's not how you get famous, you know.
that's fair. How do you get famous if you figured it out?
No, I only know how to not get famous.
Okay.
So do the opposite of what I do. I don't know.
And I thought it was one of those things where you figured out both sides of the equation and realized the payoff wasn't worth it.
No, if I got famous, we wouldn't have to be doing this dumb shit. Could you
Oh my!
like?
You would
I don't
stop doing the
see
pop.
what. Yeah, we would just have like group chats.
Oh, if we were famous, you wouldn't do the podcast.
I don't know. Actually, it probably because at that point it becomes a liability. Because like if you say something dumb on a podcast, that's how you become unfamous.
Fuck. And what's this
But
all
there's
for?
but no, there's that line. Like you have like the like Shane Gillis is like he's like famous for like his podcast now, or like he's famous because of like the SNL thing, because of like shit that he said on his podcast. Like that's like yes, if you got famous for that, that'd be cool. Like if you got Shane Gillis famous, but if you're like
How am I gonna be the
real
next Joe
famous,
Rogan?
I don't want to be the next Joe Rogan. Like that's
I want
it.
to be
That's
Papa Joe Rogan.
That's too famous. Like now now he's sharing, like now people look to him for public policy and like health news and
Exactly.
shit. That's too famous.
I want to tell people I'm the sun god. I want to do it my way.
Ugh. Well, I mean, that's also true. Like that's the whole point of this podcast is that this is our cult. So I mean, if I got famous for being a cult leader, that's completely different. You know what I mean? But like being like a famous comedian at a certain point, people like start coming for you, or like you get Dave Chappelle famous, and you like
So
all of a sudden have to care about transsexuals, and you're just like, yeah, I want them to be alive, and I want them to be free, and I want them to have their rights, but I also don't want to write 3 hours and put it everywhere about that. Like that's not something that I need to be doing.
and I think something to keep in mind is, and I've said this and I've always said this and I stand by this, is that I want to be a mix between Charles Manson, Jerry Seinfeld, and what was the other category we named? Joe Rogan. You put those three in a blender, that's me.
That's a good mix.
Yeah.
I think, and I think why this is a good mix is because since you'll be trying to be 3 different people at once, you'll
Also, I've
never
never
be.
said that before. I was like, and I've always said this, and you were like, got it, just
Yeah,
accepted
yes,
it.
and. So yeah, we're just gonna go yes, and. I'm sure you told this to me at some point. I just forgot. Um, but because you're trying to be all 3 of those, you'll never have enough time to get to the point where you are one of those. You know what I mean? So like
So,
you won't end up in jail for murdering people.
well,
You
I was literally
won't.
about to say it's insane that Charles Manson's like the most attainable one on that list. Like, mom's not gonna be happy about it, but like, you'll achieve your goals.
I think that I mean he was actually I think Charles Manson was actually trying to be
He
like
gets a bad rap.
yeah.
He's a really good guy.
Well, it's like one of those things. Like I forget who I had a conversation with, but I was like, yeah,
It's
I would
like,
love to run like the first nice cult. Like everybody just gets to. Oh, it was my buddy Corey. I was like, everybody gets crazy when you're just I I don't want to bang anybody's wife. Like that's not what I want to do this for. Like I want people to like sit there and listen to me talk and like kind of agree with it. Like give me that validation that I'm looking for and like tell some jokes to these people and then like maybe they just like pay for me to live somewhere, like not have to have a real job, like basically be a touring comedian. It's basically what a cult leader is. But I don't want to like tell them to stop having sex with their wives. Like you have
yeah.
your wife, I've got my girl, like we're fine, just praise me, like that's all I want.
I feel like just to be like the top tier cult, all you need is like a hot tub. If you
Just
were
one
like,
single hot tub.
yeah, you were like, and this is the hot tub that's in the pamphlet. When you become third tier bronze master, you get to look at it. Fourth tier, you get to use it.
I think having a hot tub is just a good move anyways, because like I, maybe it's because I grew up white trash, kind of. Like if you see somebody has a hot tub, you're like, oh, these people got hot tub money, because it's not even like the cost of a hot tub. A hot tub's like what 2, 3, 4 grand. Like it's not anything crazy,
See,
but
but I think something completely different when I see hot tubs. When I see people that actively enjoy hot tubs, I'm like, you're into gross sex shit. Because
yeah,
hot
I
tubs are
mean,
gross. I'm like, that person's gonna eat somebody's butt and not
you
even
ever
think
tried to
twice
have
about it.
sex in a hot tub? Not to get
No,
graphic on this
I'm a human
podcast.
being.
Oh, well,
I'm
it's
a child of God.
dude, it is
I only have sex on a white sheet mattress with a Bible between us. Okay, I don't fuck around in no goddamn hot tub. Sorry for the language.
trying to have hot tub sex is a quick way to almost die. That is like I don't know how anybody like I don't know how anybody has ever done it successfully, because it's just like the only time that I've really ever tried like it was like, all right, we got to go not in the hot tub, and then you wake up
What's
the
your
next morning. Huh?
what's like your lead line to like, hey, you want this steaming hot sausage?
Oh, she was like watching somebody's house that had a hot tub, and then we're just like hanging out in the hot tub, and you're alone, so you're like, whatever. And then like one thing leads, like how sex happens. You don't ever just like, hey, want to have sex? Like it just kind of happens, and then you're like, hey, this isn't gonna work
I've
out
done that
because I'm
like
gonna
three
pass out.
times.
Done sex 3 times.
Or if you count the other time.
this many this many times.
Yeah, I like to every time with the Bible.
I don't mean to brag, but 4 times. But
No,
no,
I've
then
had
like you
those
wake
like
up the next day and you're like, it's the worst, because I was still drinking at the time too, but like it's the worst hangover because you're the most like
dehydrated.
you've sweat everything out.
Yeah, it's gross.
Yeah. And then there's chlorine. Yeah. But anyways, but like you see, you think like maybe they have success because like the hot tub itself doesn't cost that much money, but like the electricity, all of the things to keep it running, because you can't just like go turn on a hot tub. It's got to be running all the time. Like you've never like spontaneously done a hot, it takes too long to start up a hot tub, you know?
The thing that bothers me the most about it too is just like it's the perfect temperature for bacteria to thrive. So you have to put chemicals in it to kill the bacteria that you're trying to build. It's just like an
Yeah.
affront to God.
Yeah.
I swear to God, COVID started in a hot tub in New Jersey. I swear to God.
I don't think I want to know how to get. I love the Rubber City Comedy Festival, and I'm excited to go to it again this year, whenever it's going to be. I will. I'm gonna say that I'm showing up, whether or not I'm on it, because I'm still in this
Same.
group text. But every single time, like I'm in this group text, and I'm waiting for them to kick me out of it, because every time they're like, "Hey, you guys want to meet up?" I'm like, "No, like I don't. I don't live there."
Nope.
And then, but like they'll also,
Sure don't.
like when they were doing like virtual meetings still, they're like, hey Ray, are you gonna be able to make this virtual meeting? I was like, who gives a shit? Like I signed up for this before I knew I was leaving. Like I signed up for it when I wasn't moving, and then I moved, and then like, yeah, I like to be involved in it, and I'm glad to be involved in it. I like it, and I'm gonna come back for it. But it's also like I'm not gonna be useful. Like I'll give you bad ideas and then move on. Like they wanted to set up. I mean, I'm not. This is not going to be like shitting on them by any means,
That's
but
okay. I
like they
just want
wanted
to
to.
keep you going. See how it
Yeah,
was.
but they don't. They wanted to like on their first one. They wanted to set up like live podcasts, and like they wanted us to do one. I was like, you understand that,
Us
mate? Yeah, I was like, you understand that maybe 20 people regularly listen to this? Why would you set up a live podcast where it's just going to be us talking to each other? Like, just set me
and
up, like
all
maybe set up a podcast area, but don't do live podcasts.
you tell them that our core listening base is in Virginia Beach and they're all retired. That's the only way they have enough time to
I
listen to
thought
it.
you were about to say they were all retarded. And I was like,
Cancel.
yeah, I was like, what? Why are you being so
And this
aggressive?
has been the last episode.
I want to make sure that everybody knows that we take the use of that word very seriously. That's why I was shocked. I wasn't laughing
Yeah.
because it was funny. I was laughing to stop myself from crying.
Using it that way would just be like really dumb.
And this has been the Comedy and Mushroom Cult podcast on please don't use the R word.
You see what I did there? I pump faked all of our retiree listeners. But they're going to be fine because they're old and slow and they can't hit the end button fast enough. So they got the whole joke.
They listen to it on 1.5 times
What the
speed,
speed?
just because it's set up once and then they can't figure it out.
Oh man, I want that so bad just to like go to like a Palm Springs retirement home and just like me and you walk in with white blazers and they're just like Joe and Ray. And they like shake their bones at us.
That'd be
That'd
so
be so
cool.
good. Yeah.
We could talk them into like having their like life insurance put into our names and shit.
Yeah, and they give us like cards, and inside the card is just like a $2 bill.
I think now we're working our way into a real business instead of like,
Yeah.
yes, comedy is like the goal, like that's the goal, but I think we're going about it the wrong way. Like we need to like, I think we're trying to do it the honest way, and I think that's the only reason why we're not successful yet. Is like we have to like
Yeah.
get an OnlyFans or like steal from old people or
My
sell
new
drugs
goal
on the road.
is just I want every $2 bill. money.
what would you do with them if you had every $2 bill?
See, that's the thing. Because you can't spend them, because then you know what? You don't have every $2 bill.
It's a useless fortune. It's like it's
Exactly.
NFTs. That's what NFTs are, is every $2 bill.
You know, you're like, it's a useless fortune, but that's what I think about like every billionaire. Because after what point do you just have so much money that it doesn't matter?
I don't know why and that's, I made a point on that. I don't know why they do anything. Like once you got $1 billion, like you've seen Office Space, right?
Yeah.
Like what would you do if you had $1 million and that's supposed to be what your job is?
Two
Like
chicks at
once
the
you get
same
to a
time.
billion, yeah, once you get to $1 billion, like
That's it.
you
That's
won.
it.
You already won. Like like
That's like one of the
there's nothing
funniest
better.
quotes.
Two chicks at one time.
Yeah, and they're like, "Why do you need $1 million to do that?" And he's like, "Well, because I look like this, and I reckon if I had $1 million, I could pull something like that off."
It's like,
It's just like,
fair enough.
fair
Like,
enough. Yeah.
that movie rules. I don't know why
Great
that's not
movie.
brought up in like it is. I was talking about it at work. Like, is it?
Young
I don't know
Jennifer
if it's a
Aniston.
yes.
It's like her first movie role besides Leprechaun.
I've never seen Leprechaun. Maybe I have.
Me neither. I just know that Jennifer Aniston was in it. And then it's got that
How
dude
many
that's like,
other we hold on, pause. How many other random Jennifer Aniston facts do you know?
that's it. And it's only because I did. Do you remember Walter Hamilgren?
Yeah.
We did when I was very new to comedy, we did a holiday presentation for a Halloween show, and we just
Yeah.
recapped all of the Leprechaun movies. And that was like one of the facts about one of the movies, like
Did
Leprechaun
you ever
2.
see his rap? Like he was like in a rap group.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, they ruled. Like I
Yeah,
will still
legitimately,
dolphin
like
water
actually
slide.
pretty good. Yeah.
Like what? No, like I will still every once in a while, like maybe once we're done with this, I'll watch a couple of their videos because like like there would be days where I'd be like sitting at work selling cars and people would come up and they're like, "What are you listening to?" And I was like, "Oh, just random white dudes from Akron rapping." Like
The weirdest thing about him is he was roommates with my best friend from high school in college. So like I knew Walter before I actually became friends with him, if that makes sense. So like I'd see my college roommate and I'd be like, "Oh, what happened to that cool guy you used to live with?" And he'd be like, "Well, he's a rapper now." I'd be like,
yeah,
"Oh,
like
cool,
that's the
man."
thing. It's like, oh, does he do comedy anymore? Nah, he's rapping, and now he's got like a kid or something.
Yeah, he's got a kid. He made like Tops, the baseball card brand.
Yeah,
You can make baseball cards, so he like made rookie cards
for
for
that's
his
very
kid.
funny.
It's adorable and funny. Yeah, I have them on my fridge.
That's what like when you see did you ever hang out with I don't, why am I blanking on his name? Um fuck, Sean, I know his wife's name, Callie. Did you ever hang out with Sean and Callie? I don't remember why I'm blanking on Sean's name. He was a Kent guy.
Sean Paul.
Sean Sean Sullivan.
No.
Okay. He's one of like and I know he like wrote and he tried really hard, but he's like one of the just most funny people without ever trying that I've seen in my entire life. Like
Who?
he
Sean
would just
Sullivan?
yeah, like he would show up to he came to like he lived with Savat for a little bit. So like that's how I started to know him and he like did Kent comedy and all that. But like he would come to Water Street and I remember this guy would do like this bit. He was like, "What's everybody's favorite drug?" Was like, and he's like, "Yell it out. Tell me what your favorite drug is." And then Sean just goes, "Love." And I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like, like that's just the funniest thing I've ever seen in the moment. And he had never seen the bit before. So he like, and he's just like, whatever. And he just, and I don't know. I love the dude. Not like non-ironically likes NASCAR. Like he's just a cool dude. But the point of the story is that like they both, I don't know if they met doing comedy, but like him and Callie, him and his wife would do comedy and like do that
Oh
all
wow.
together. And then just like kind of gave up on comedy, but like they still have that like kind of
Still
like Bob and
funny.
Ginger. Kind
Yeah.
of like how Bob and Ginger have that, like, we're still gonna do like kitschy weird shit. Like that, I guess that's kind of like what
That's pretty
adults
cool.
graduate into comedy.
Yeah, because like Walter's still like he's like one of the most like just naturally funny people I've ever met. I don't know, man.
He's just a
I wish.
wildly interesting dude.
Yeah, exactly. That's like every time I think I'm cool, there's always somebody that's like, nah, dude, I used to rap.
Yeah, and I just stopped. Like I used to be very funny and I decided to stop. I also used to rap and I decided like two things that I want to be very good at and I've just like I'm okay at comedy. I think I'm funny, whatever. But like I would love to be so good at rapping. Can you like that's the coolest thing that somebody can do.
We should
And then he's
That's
just
what
like
we
I'm
should
not going to
do.
do it anymore.
Comedy and mushroom cut.
Oh, I wrote a fucking I told you my verse that I did.
Yeah, this is where you come in. You get them really.
Everybody in the 313.
I'm like Flava Flav, and you're the other guy.
Chuck
You're everyone
D? You
else.
don't know Chuck D's name?
Chuck D. Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh, that's like I feel like a lot of his raps start with like the real dude like oh oh like you know what I'm talking about. We don't need to talk about rap anymore.
Why not?
No, I feel like I'm just embarrassing myself.
That's not a bad one. I can't do that.
Just I don't know what would the name of our rap group be?
Hmm. I don't know. Sorry, my phone. I gotta turn my phone over. I'm like in the stupid fucking group chat, and it's just everybody going, "Oh shit, I forgot about the meeting." Like that's what the fucking
Wow.
group chat is.
I
The
turned
whole
my
group
phone
chat.
over.
Sorry, I
You know what's going on
apologize.
my phone?
Nothing.
Somebody messaged me from Bumble that I haven't messaged in like a month, and then was just like, "Why
Hey.
just?" They're like, "Why'd you stop messaging me?" And I was like, "You didn't message me either." And they were like, "You didn't message me," and I was like, "Well, we've reached an impasse."
Do you want to talk about your love life? Can we? We're not going to use names or anything like that,
Yeah,
but
let's fucking
I
go.
just
Let's dump.
I want to know why you just won't why you are fighting love so hard.
Well, I'm not. What are you talking about? I almost I fell in love last week, and then it didn't work out.
Well, right. I mean, that's because you fell in love on your own. You didn't let your
Hashtag
boy
love dump.
you just you oh, is that why you're getting bummed out? You're going to let some girl get you bummed out?
No, I'm just like in a funk. I haven't been able to write anything new that I've like enjoyed in like 2 or 3 weeks. Like I've worked on
I have
older
the
bits.
opposite problem. I've actually been writing, and I think I just write better when I'm like angry or sad or whatever the fuck the problem is. But then I just don't feel like performing it. And then when I look at it when I'm like happy, and I'm like, well, I mean, how do I put this like positive spin on it that I've been trying to do? Because like if I tell like sad jokes all like then I'm gonna have to be the sad comedian, and I don't want to do sad jokes. I like doing jokes that I can tell like when I'm in any mood.
Like fart jokes.
Like what jokes?
Fart.
Fart jokes? Yeah, fart jokes are always funny. Or like
So
somebody
good.
falling down some steps. It doesn't matter what mood you're in. That's always funny.
Like that those are on the same level for you. Somebody almost shits their pants. Hilarious. Somebody falls down the steps and gets grievously injured. Also hilarious. Always.
No. Not grievously injured. We just want them to like one of those like inconvenient ones where you like are on the bottom step of a row and so you like slide
Oh
off
yeah.
and then you like land on your butt and everybody's like woo hoo 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 and they're like I'm so clumsy. That shit's hilarious.
Somebody slides down the last step and farts. I call that the Holy Grail.
Give them a Netflix
Give him an
special.
Oscar
Fucking
for best comedy movie ever.
what's that movie Idiocracy where like all they're doing is watching people get hit in the nuts. Like
Yeah.
that's,
And they're like,
I'd be
that's
down
comedy.
for a channel of just stare falling and farting.
I want a TV show so bad. That seems like it'd be the life. But one where you can do
Why?
anything. Like one where you can do anything you want.
I don't know.
Steady paycheck one. They
Yeah.
probably have insurance because they're employed. That's two things that are pretty good. You get to if you like your cast members, you get to work with your friends all day. Like if it's a comedy, you're probably working with other comedians. Pretty fun.
Yeah, but I feel like the problem would be like you'd have to like, and that's almost kind of the issue that I've been having with like even I just don't like having to work on somebody else's schedule. You know what I mean? We're like, oh, you have a TV show. What night does it come out, and what time? So you have to have something ready for that. Like, and that's what's cool about us and like this thing is like, hey, we've been like, hey, everybody, we've been busy and we've been sad. Sorry, we didn't give you your free fucking podcast. Like, I don't feel like looking at Joe's face for an hour and telling him how sad I am for like the 14th time. I've been texting him all day. Like we
So,
don't
so
we
we
don't need
just
to do
wait.
it
We
on
just
tape.
wait. We just wait until I'm sad, and you're like, you know what? I think I can do it.
This was your idea. I didn't even bring it up. Like that's the point.
Oh,
It's like
I'm not gonna not bring it up.
I just feel like I always have to. Here's the thing. I always feel like I have to bring it up, and then I'm like, you know what? Fuck them. Like if they want the fucking podcast, they'll ask for the podcast, and if we make it, they'll get it. Like
And,
it's just I don't like being on. I don't like having to answer to somebody.
and spoiler alert: everybody over the age of 65 in Palm Beach has asked for the podcast. Every one of them. None of them
Every
have
single one.
subscribed, but they've all asked.
The Leibovitzes, they love it. They need more of it.
They need it.
But that's even like I'm doing a weekend at Skyline this weekend. Brag about it, I know. But like
Who's headlining?
I'm gonna have to pull my phone out. Gabriel Rutledge. I know it off the top of my
Okay.
head.
As a true professional.
Great at comedy, Gabriel Rutledge. I've seen everything they've ever done. And
Oh, dude, I did a rave moment at Hilarities.
oh no, what was it?
So Kellen Erskine was the headliner, but his name is spelled Erskine, and for some reason, like the entire week before, I thought it was Erskine, even though there's no R in there. And so then, like right before, yeah, so like just to check before the first show, I ask him, and I'm obviously way wrong. And he's like, "How did you not know how to say my name?" And then when I bring him on stage, I just have a stroke when I say his last name. And I just go, Kellen.
Did he say something about it?
He just looks at me, and I look at him, and I'm like immediately like, "I'm sorry." And he just goes like, he just shakes his head, and then afterwards he was like, it was whatever. But like he was real nice guy, awesome all weekend. But it was just like he was just like, wow, this guy's got 4 brain cells left.
Oh, I went and saw Moses Storm on Sunday, which if you don't know who Moses Storm is, go watch him live.
Too. Yeah.
He fucking rules. Like I was talking to my buddy who got me in. Like, and I was texting my buddy about it, and he was like, he did a different show all weekend, all 5 shows, different show. And or 6 shows, however long it was. He did a different set every time. And because I was like, that's one of the most like innovative, like I want to say it's like experimental, but that almost kind of puts it into a box of like it's gonna be weird with no point. But like it's like,
was it funny, and how many people?
It was funny, very funny. Like literally, when I text you, I think I said Birbiglia meets Robin Williams. Like it's very like he had like an arc of what he wanted to tell, but then like, oh, there's somebody in a crowd wearing like a necklace that looks like rings. He did 10 minutes on that, and it seemed like it. Like at first I was like, does he have plants in this audience on a Sunday afternoon? Like, why the fuck would you have plant audience members in Milwaukee? But that's just how fucking seamless he was.
10 minutes on it?
Dude, it was wild. He was like, oh, I like that necklace. Is that all of like the times that he said he was gonna propose to you but never did? So you like that's your way of keeping score. And then like he like puts he's like, let me see the necklace. So he shows everybody. And then like the people are like dying. And he's like, yeah, whatever. Like this one's 2017 when you said you were going to get married to me. This one's 2018. This is from another boyfriend. And it was like it's like very funny. And then he like gives it to the guy and he's like, here, finally you can give her some rings. And you're like, what the fuck, dude? Like, where are you just coming up with this? And it's like, and it was just very, like, he would just pop around. He would go like in and out of the bit. Like it was just like this whole thing that I've never seen before, and it was just absolutely insane. But the point of the story, instead of just sucking this dude's dick the whole time.
Have you ever seen Rory Scovel? Kind of sounds like that.
I've seen him like I've seen like videos of him, But like,
Okay, I saw him live once, and he just like looked like he made up the entire set, but also had jokes, and you couldn't tell where his jokes ended and where the
yeah.
made up shit began. It was nuts.
And that's like one of those weird like levels of like if somebody interrupts one of you like my bits, I'm like, all right, so this is where I was at the bit, blah 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 blah. Like, and this dude just like you couldn't tell what was the. I mean, I could tell because I'm like, you've done it, so like you see it. But like when he gets on stage, like the host like messed something up in like the thing, and the only reason why I know is like they stopped and like kind of talked about it for 5 seconds
Mhm.
on stage, and you're like, but it's like one of those. I don't even know if it's 5 seconds. It might have been a second or two, but it's just that like weird look that like you got when you said his name wrong, and like it feels like forever because like when
It feels like
I
an
fucked up
eternity.
somebody's. Yeah, like I
Fucking
fucked up
name.
that guy's name where I forgot one out of the three names that he uses. And I was like, dude, I am so sorry. He's like, I don't give a shit. But like it felt like 20 minutes and everybody noticed.
It's his last name, 2 syllables, and I fucked it up. Like
Yeah, that's your one job is to say everybody's name correctly.
skin.
You'll never forget it. Like I'll never
Never.
forget.
The rest of the weekend, I
Yeah.
was just like locked in. I was like, I'm gonna fucking nail this guy's name, which is an insane thought to have as a grown man. Just I'm gonna go up in front of this room filled with people and absolutely
And say
murder
his
and
name
crush this
correctly.
guy's name. Oh my god. Um, yeah, it was also. You want to talk about the love life more weird stuff?
Yeah. Sorry.
So you know how I said that woman messaged me after like a month or two?
Yeah.
This is your commercial break. Brought
Sorry.
to you
I'm
by
sorry. I'm
Craigslist.
sorry. I'm sorry. Go for it. Sorry.
Is that the group chat?
Yeah, like it's insane. What go for
Just
it.
tell
Sorry.
him
Like
Joe Brick says to fuck off. We're recording.
it's like one of those things where I know it's like popping off, and I just like Marv Connor forgot it happened and texted 10 minutes ago that he's like on his way now, and it's like all right, we'll like it's not an important like nothing gets done in these meetings, so it doesn't
Yeah.
matter, whatever. But yeah,
Um,
message each other 2 months after whatever.
yeah, the reason she messaged me is because like the comics from this weekend, we went and got like pho or pho, however you fucking say it. I don't give a shit.
Uh,
We got food, and this
Spelled with
girl,
the PH.
yeah, and a U with umlauts. But
That's a very funny restaurant idea.
food, it like phonetically correct too.
Yes, yes,
Um,
yes.
did we just open a restaurant?
I think we did. I like how we just have been like shotgunning good ideas for like the last 40 minutes.
Every time one of us is like, here's a story. It's just like instead it's a business idea because neither of us want to do comedy anymore.
I want to do comedy. I just don't. I
Yeah, that
don't.
was a
Oh,
joke. I
that's the
don't
point
ever
of
want
my
to stop.
Skyline story, real quick. Sorry. Is that like
So like
that just
our
knowing?
set has an overarching arc.
Yes. Gotta,
He stole our idea, man.
yeah, that's what it like. Oh, he has ADHD. That's all it is.
Yeah.
But I figured out the secret. He does too much drugs and he's got ADHD and
Crippling
is sad too
ADHD.
much. But like but no, like I'm very excited to do Skyline, but the fact that I have to be there for 5 sets this weekend makes me so mad. Like I would rather just be like, oh hey, you guys are all here. Can I pop up and do a comedy show and then leave? And then also still pay me money to do this? Like I
Yeah,
just want to do it at my own thing.
yeah.
But
I
all right, go
did.
ahead. Girl texted you.
No, the most stressful part about hosting is just like existing when everyone else is on stage, knowing you have to go up again as soon as they're done.
Yes, the worst. Like,
Yeah,
oh man,
the feature
that's why
spot has
I
got to
want to
be
be
the
a
best
feature
gig.
so bad.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah. This
just
guy
like you
gets
make
it.
enough money to survive, you can sell merch at places, and
Yeah.
then like as soon as you're done, you can go do drugs because you're like fuck it, I don't give a shit. Oh, the second show's in
Not
another
hosting.
hour, and I'm gonna be up in an hour and a half. We're
Yeah,
good.
it's nuts. But uh, like all the comics from this weekend went and got food and food and it's such a good idea.
Can you can you write it down?
Yeah, how do I? You get a pen? Yeah.
I would pick up my phone to do it, but then I'm gonna get lost in the fucking group chat again.
Anyways, um, that's the name of the episode.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. All right, I'm really doing it
How do you
just
write
for the
that?
note.
How do we spell soul? Because that's got to be soul food.
No, it doesn't. We don't. We're already appropriating 3 cultures. We don't need to
S
appropriate
S
another
O
one.
L E, like it's the only one. Soul food, right?
They don't have. Oh, there it is. Got it. Food. Got it. All right. Great. Cool. All right. Back to you. When got pho from food? Girl
And this
texted you.
girl, the reason she messaged me is because she saw me getting food and was like,
I like
just
how you just
literally,
refuse to say pho. Like it's
fuck
pho.
you.
That's all it is. You could just say it.
Is it not food? I think it
I
is.
guess.
But she just saw me there and she was like, were you at Superior Pho? Because it looked like you. And if it was you, that's a real hot guy thing to eat. And I was just like, what a weird way to describe somebody. Like,
She
is he
described
hot?
you in a
Yeah,
way that I described myself on Twitter. Like
exactly. I swear to, and it's just so insane that she's like, yeah, he eats. Like, imagine being like, yeah, I like barbecue, and you're like, that's real hot guy behavior. Like, I can't imagine a girl liking a particular food where I'd be like, that's hot.
yeah,
Captain
that's true.
Taco, maybe.
Maybe ice cream.
That's cold. That's not hot. That's cold.
I
You guys
don't
have your
know.
temperatures, right? You've been in Wisconsin for so long, ups down.
Yo, it is so fucking cold now. I'm so mad. I like
I wish everybody could see the way that your head snapped up and you were just like, yo. Because it was like from like 0 to 60 seriousness, and then you
hey,
just talked
everybody
about how
can
cold.
if you are on the Patreon, you can watch the videos
If you
for no
are on the
reason.
Patreon and don't live in Palm Beach or Palm Springs, which one is it? I think I've named like 7 places.
I thought you said it was. I thought it was Virginia Beach.
Virginia Beach, that's it. If you live in Virginia Springs, don't subscribe.
Uh, uh, but no, like it fell off a cliff like yesterday. Like it was like
What did?
perfectly fine. Like it doesn't
Oh, the
usually get
temperature. I
this.
thought you were talking about a
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
subscriber count.
No. Um, you can't fall off. Like it fell off of like a bump in a rug. Like that's as high
Like a
as it
speed
is.
bump.
If that. But like yeah, like it's usually like it's been like 30 something, like normal December cold. Like it's not that crazy until like January or February, like in Ohio. But it's just like it's been today it got up to 19 degrees, but like it felt like 4 degrees or whatever. It's too fucking cold. It doesn't need to be this cold.
I like it. It makes me appreciate the hot, hot heat.
I don't like the hot heat either.
Neither do I.
That's why I like Wisconsin. I'm a big fan of Wisconsin because it doesn't get too hot. Like if it was summertime in Wisconsin all the time, this would be the perfect place to live.
How is there not like a okay? So you know how most like states have like Kansas has Kansas City.
Yeah.
Is there Wisconsin City? Because
No.
you could literally call it Sin City for short, and that'd be sweet.
Well, they call Oshkosh. They call it Osh Vegas.
Really? That's gross.
Yeah. I don't know why. Like it's literally a sign on that.
I'll tell you why.
Well, here's the thing about Wisconsin is all of the names of the cities are either named after like an Indian tribe or a girl with the best ass. Like you have Economawalk, but you also have Waukesha.
Still holds up.
It's
That
like
guy
that
has
dude. Like he should tour. Like it was obviously a tragedy. Don't run people over in a parade. Don't do that. But that guy has a national audience now. Like Waukesha is nationally known.
he. It's a shame he's not the one to put him on the map. But hey, beggars can't be choosers.
It was another random black dude, and you know they all look the same.
Jesus. So the dude with the funny
I'm
joke? No, it's just some drivey boy.
uh
Tragedy.
yeah. Doesn't that comedy's just tragedy plus time?
Yeah. What's next on the list? Oh, there was a school shooting.
Next week. Not
Next
next
week.
week. That's the teaser for next week's episode.
Can we talk about something real quick?
I needed to go to third period like I needed a hole in the head.
Jesus Christ.
Classic function. It's all terrible. Don't give guns to children. That's
No,
the
there's a video of somewhere in like Maryland, I think there was a plane crash. Did you hear about that?
no.
But there's a video of the plane crash. And so I was a little idiot and I watched it and I thought like, you know, like when you hear plane crash, you think it's something like like slow.
Yeah.
It's just I'm not like making fun of this. It just really caught me off guard. And it's like a video of a parking lot and the plane, it just comes in like a missile. Like,
Jesus.
it's just like, and then it like hits the ground with such veracity that like nothing happens for a second and then it explodes. So it's like,
Jeez.
wow, it's nuts.
Well, it's not the same thing, but like I'm video cameras are kind of undefeated in like if we want to talk about something that's changed the entire world, like video cameras are probably number one.
Yeah.
Because I mean, without the internet, we wouldn't have ever seen that. So I guess that's important. But like without the video camera in the first place. But regardless, I watched like a video
Let's just
of
give a
like
shout out to every entrepreneur and inventor, starting
shout
with
out to
Henry
video
Ford.
cameras. But like I watched some video like Chuck D of actually shared it today of like some cop like trying to beat up this black dude in an Aldi. Like it's most obviously an Aldi. And then like everybody surrounds him and has cameras out, and then he just stops. And it's like, did this actually happen?
It's
Like
Chuck
it's
D.
like Chuck D's a rapper. He's the rapper that's with Flavor Flav.
Yeah, I know who Chuck D is, dude. But he was in
No, but
Rage Against the Machine too.
he wasn't.
He was. Look it up. He like the
He
most
wasn't in Rage Against the Machine. He did that Prophets of Rage with the people from Rage Against the Machine because Zach De La Rocha didn't want to do it yet. Get your
because he's
facts
too
straight.
good.
He's awesome. But
Supposed to
also,
see them
no,
in like May, and who knows if they'll still be together by then.
yeah, they're doing it's them and Run the Jewels are like doing something. I think
Yeah.
this upcoming summer. Run the
It was
Jewels was
supposed to be
awesome.
2020. Yeah, I
Was
saw
it?
them live. They were really. I saw them open for Lord, and you know who else was amazing live? Lord.
Yo, Royals is a banger. Like, there's not even
I'll say
a
it.
question.
All of her songs are bangers. I'll say it.
I think that's the only song of hers I know.
Now you know the other ones.
I don't know. Let's do a quick goog.
And I'll
Lord
never be.
songs.
Oh, that's just Royals.
Yeah, they're
Let's
all
go
Royals.
down to the tennis court and talk it out. Like, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, tennis courts one. This is what a wild. Oh, everybody wants to rule the world. That one's not bad.
That's not her.
Yeah, it is.
That's a cover though.
Yeah, probably.
100%. It's an 80s song.
I know. Will you shut up?
I can't.
Royals, team, green light, tennis court, liability, yellow flicker beat, mood ring, ribs, buzz cut season. It's like she had what is she did Mad Libs. Like she asked her friends. She's like, give me a noun. They're like ribs. And like, all right, we're gonna write a song on it.
They are like hilarious. It's Royals, team, liability, ribs, green light, solar power, perfect places, supercut, mood ring.
Stoned at the nail salon. Like, yeah, man, I have notes like this in my phone right now. I didn't know that I was a genius. Phüd.
Soap dispenser. Did we just become Lord? Is that it? Is this like, I imagine this is like the movie The Santa Claus, spelled Clause. And
Banger.
once you figure out Lord's situation, you become Lord.
Um, that is we were talking about because we were talking about best Christmas movies, and Santa Claus is one of the ones that kind of flies under the radar. Like Santa Claus 2, that one sucks. I didn't know that there was a third one, but the first one's perfect.
All right.
Um, whoa.
Yeah.
I
What's the
mean,
old movie that
wait,
makes everybody cry?
It's a Wonderful Life.
Yes.
I'm not super big. Like The Grinch is good. Santa Claus is good. Elf, I think, is the best one in the last 20 years.
I agree with you. It's this one's not a traditional Christmas movie, but The Love Bug. It's my favorite. I watch it every Christmas. Um, so good. You know what movie is a Christmas movie technically? Trading Places
Who, like
with
the,
Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd.
oh, I don't know. I haven't seen that.
Dude, that movie is so funny. It's like peak Eddie Murphy. Like his two best
I
movies
love
are
Dan
that.
Aykroyd too. He's
Yeah,
crazy.
he's crazy in that movie. It's like they're both like peaking, and they put this
Mm.
banger of a movie out.
Do you know what else is a banger about Christmas? All I Want for Christmas Is You. Back to
Mariah?
Internet Cloud. Yeah, it has been shit on too much. It is so good. It is such a, I've been doing the All I Want for Christmas, or the 25 days of All I Want for Christmas Is You, is what I've been doing on Twitter.
25
And
days of All I Want for Christmas Is You.
yeah, I'm on day number 9. I started 2 days early because I figured I would forget at some point and I needed to give myself a buffer. I'm 9 days in and I am not sick of that song at any point. It is so good.
It's got 1 billion listens on Spotify. 1 billion with a B.
Yeah, she made it. She's a billionaire.
1 billion.
I
This is.
saw, yeah, we looked it up at work today. She makes $1.9 million a year just off of that song during Christmas time.
It seems low.
That's what I
Sounds.
said.
It seems low.
She should make all of the money.
Like there's got to be a record label involved. Like there's got to be like we're talking
Oh, there's for sure record label involved. Mariah Carey in
like
1994, when that song came out, she wasn't big enough to like do it on
that
her
song came
own.
out. It didn't come out in '90. It did.
Yeah, come on. I've been doing the 25 days of All I Want for Christmas Is You on Twitter, and I'm 9 days in. You don't think I know when it was released? It was released in October as well.
That song
There's
came
no
out
need for
before.
it to come out in October.
That song came out before Fantasy. That's nuts.
Yeah.
My personal favorite Mariah Carey song. Wow.
Fantasy's your favorite one? What's the one with Busta Rhymes? I don't even know if it's a her song, but
I don't think "Always Be My Baby." That's another banger on that same album.
that's a good one. Baby, if you give it to me, I give it to you. You know what I want. I know you got
Is "Touch My Body" on that same album too?
it. Ooh, that's a good one. Oh, it's called I Know What You Want. So that's the best one.
You're like, I know what you want. I give it to you. I know it. I know what you want. And you're like, I have no idea what the song is called.
What's the one where she's at like her house and maybe it's I Know What You Want. I don't know. That's just Mariah Carey's. She doesn't get enough. She doesn't get enough credit for how good at music she was.
I mean, she was like, she just got like an insanely, like, legitimately, uh, like one of a kind voice. Like she can hit like 5 octaves or something stupid.
And
I
she,
don't
I
know if you
think
know
what the
that.
problem is she got too famous. I think that's the problem. Like
Oh yeah, have
instead
you ever
of
seen
going,
her rider?
no, I think I
I'll pull
maybe
it
heard
up.
it.
It's hilarious.
But like at her level of fame, you're either Britney Spears, where you go crazy and like the state needs to take control of everything that you own, or you just become so insufferable that nobody wants to deal with you, and that's why you're no longer as famous.
That's gross to me. Okay, let's see this rider. Okay, so her rider says that Mariah Carey requires 2 adjoining rooms or one large room divided in 2. They must be carpeted, as one area is for hair, makeup, and the other is a living space. They must have a private bathroom. Both rooms have to be 75 degrees. Room has to be furnished with.
That's too hot. That's too hot of a temperature.
Yeah, way too hot. Needs to be
72.
furnished with 1 3-seat couch, 1 2-seat couch, or 2 large comfy chairs. In parentheses, plain in color with no busy patterns.
From Dan Flashes?
No damn flashes. She also requires 1 coffee table, 3 end tables, 4 tall floor lamps, 8 tall leafy plants, 2 vases of white roses, and an 8-foot-long table with liners for catering, a small kettle, and a mini fridge.
That's it?
The fridge in her room is to be stocked with 12 1-liter bottles of Fiji water, 3 bottles of Chardonnay, and 1 bottle of Opus 1 Cabernet Sauvignon. She's also to
Who
have
doesn't
12
like
bottles.
Fiji water? Fiji water is the best water, though.
It's amazing, but you're not going to drink 12 bottles in one night.
You might. When I was at Zany's, they had Fiji in the one cooler, and I was like, oh, you guys are just giving out Fiji. Okay.
She also has to have 12 bottles of Coke and Diet Coke, 12 protein drinks, 12 ginger ale, 12 Sprite, a cheese and fruit platter, and 4 Joe Malone candles in the dressing room.
Jeez.
Yeah, but then she'll play fantasy and it'll blow your fucking mind.
Yeah, that's true. Like, nobody can do what I can do. Like, but I feel like my writer would just be like, well, she has to pay for that. Like, they don't give you that. That's something that, like Tom Segura. No, Tom Segura was talking about it.
Carey.
I understand, but like they like add that when you like rent an arena, like you pay for the arena, and then like it goes against like the ticket sales go against it. So like when you rent the arena, whatever you put on your writer, like you have to pay for it. So she's paying for it.
Yeah, but it's still a pain in the dick.
Oh yeah, no, like that's pointless. Like I feel like my writer would be like, I don't know, a place where I could sit in a corner by myself. A nice chair. Chairs would be cool.
I'd want something that would like stress somebody out, like 1 bottle of pop, but then in parentheses, nothing shitty.
Yeah, like you wouldn't like you. Yeah, a vague writer would be so funny.
And then when they call and they're like, "So what kind of pop does he want?" They'd be like, "Figure it out. It's in the rider."
Yeah, that like it had to be something fun. Like that's what it would need to be. All right, maybe I want to be famous just so I could do shit like that.
2 guns, 1 with blanks, 1 with real. Don't tell me which is which.
Russian roulette room.
Yeah.
I want a room full of balloons, and I want one of them to have poison gas in it. So if we pop it, it kills everybody in there.
1 table saw, but then no wood. He will bring his own wood.
No outlets. I want all wireless. I want a Tesla coil. just dumb shit.
Yeah, just like no outlet. Yeah, no outlet's like a really good reason. And then just next thing on the list is just like a diesel generator. People like, what the fuck?
All right, we're an hour in, so we should start riling it down because we know that this will take another fucking 10 minutes. What dates do you have coming up?
Do you think you could put that in a rider? Just like real quick, just like what's in your rider, and it just is like every Great Clips employee in a 4-mile radius.
I want to own my own Great Clips. I want like just for the weekend that I'm there. I want to walk in and be able to hire and fire. Like I want to be the John Taffer
of a haircut. Come to my show.
I want boots like in the back area. Like where you walk in, I want everybody to be able to stop and get a haircut before the show.
But not a good one. A great one. A Great Clips one.
All right, what shows do you have coming up?
I don't fucking know. We got Modern Kicks on January 7th at Coda in Tremont. If you're free New Year's Eve, your boys at Hilarities, the
brag about it, why don't you?
Yeah, 30th, 31st, and 1st. And then I got one more. Oh, this weekend I'm at Hatfield's John Armstrong show. It's gonna be a delightful good time. Saturday night, Hatfield's. Really, really good lineup actually too. Really gonna be like a really fun night. This sounds sarcastic. I'm actually like excited about it. I don't know why it sounded so flat.
What time is your New Year's show?
It's a good question. I think there's an early and a late one, but I just assume there'd be one like when the ball drops. There's a show too.
Are they trying to do that, or are they trying to
Yeah,
do it? Okay,
I have to
that's
dress up
weird.
as Baby New Year, I think, or something. It's like
Oh,
part of the
that's why
reason.
they got you to
Yeah,
do it. It's
part of
because
it
they
is
know
because they
you would
like
do
yeah.
it.
Like you like costumes.
You know, you're not worried about this being blasted out on our social media.
No.
That'll look cool. No, because like my New Year's Eve show is at 7:30, and then they have like then they're doing like a party afterwards with like a DJ and shit. But like the
Okay.
show's gonna be done. Like the last show that we did was done by 10, and it started a half hour late, and there were like 7 people on it. So like they're gonna do a 2-hour party after this comedy show. Like what an insane idea.
That won't
Um,
happen.
no, and I'm probably going to be late to the show anyways. I mean, still come to it and buy tickets and all that, but um I have Skyline this weekend. Brag about it, why don't you? I have a show up in Green Bay on the 22nd. And then my New Year's Eve show is in Rhinelander. Shout out to the fine people of Rhinelander. They love your
Um,
boy.
should I shout them out?
Rhinelander
Yeah.
or Green Bay? You went to Green Bay.
Oh yeah, Green Bay was sick.
I mean, it was something, that's for sure.
It was actually sick. Like
It
with
was fun.
COVID.
But yeah, that's like the Rhinelander show, and then we can finish or whatever. But like the Rhinelander show, like I'm taking Ashley with me because it's like New Year's Eve, and I don't want to like. I kind of shamed her for wanting to do something without me on it, and I was like, that's very weird that like your friend who has a family like wants to
Yeah.
do something on New Year's Eve without her family. Like that's very weird. And then I was like, oh, well then if I pick up the show, then you're not gonna have anything to do on New Year's Eve because I was like kind of a dickhead about it. And so I had to like get a hotel room for like me, her, and then our dog. And so like we have no idea what we're walking into hotel wise because like I looked up the reviews and they weren't that bad, but there were like a couple of them that were like sketchy that she's like decided are like terrible. But I was like, yeah, it's just a couple of them. Like it's not that big of a
Yeah.
deal.
Still.
But
Go to that
hotels are
hotel.
kind of a grab bag anyways, you
Yeah,
know?
I was gonna say I got that one for real cheap when I went to Waukesha, and it was awesome. You saw my hotel; it was sweet.
Yeah, that hotel ruled.
Yeah, it was metal. So
And that's kind of like, and it's one of those like I don't know. I've stayed the Quality Inn in Kent I stayed in was fucking trash, and like all of the reviews were like not good, but I got it for $35 a night. Like I know what that is. Like I'm not
I think I've
paying two
stayed. I
hundred
think I stayed in
dollars.
that hotel once.
It's gross.
Like I like went after I finished college. I went to like visit a buddy, and then he like brought a lady home, and he's like, "You got somewhere to go?" And I was like, "Yeah," and I didn't, so I just got a room. I just took I think I just walked to like a hotel, and yeah, slept there.
That's fun.
Yep, that's been an adult.
Oh, also, why aren't you gonna fall in love with the lady that I picked out for you?
Because I mean, I thought we didn't do is
Quit with
arranged
these
marriage.
random chicks that you're seeing out at faux restaurants and
Oh,
on
dude,
Bumbles
it's
and
it's food.
you need to you need to just like I already told you how to do it. Be like, sup, ladies, my name's Slim Shady. I'm the lead singer of D12, baby. Like just pop in there.
Hey, yo, girl, it's your boy Deep Cheddar coming to you from the streets with bricks.
Hey, I maybe have bed bugs, so can we go hang out at your place? No, nobody has bed bugs. That's why we can make that joke, is because nobody has them.
They're not real. The world's not real. We're all gonna die.
I don't think that
Death is coming.
I think the world is getting more real the further we get into it.
That'd be the most insane spot to just end it. Like if it just cut right there. I was hoping you would just stop recording because whoever's listening would just be like, "Wow, fuck."
Well, that's how editing works. I can just cut it right there and then
Oh my
release this
god,
as like the deep track.
that'd be metal.
But no, awesome. Go see everybody's shows. Come see my show. Um, I don't know. Give a bunch of money to the Patreon, and if you haven't given money to the Patreon,
Give
tell
it
your friends to
directly.
give money to the Patreon. So then that way we can be rich from this. And then when we deliver it out, like you guys love it, like little baby birds, we just spit it right into your mouth.
Mm. I keep thinking you're gonna cut it at these hilarious points to stop, and it's still recording.